Live from Central Pennsylvania, this is CBS 21 News This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Sherry Christian.
And I'm Al Ganoza. Here's what is happening in the news today. Breaking news out of Chester County. The man wanted for shooting at his ex-wife and killing his parents in Chester County has been found dead.
Plus, today, students and community members will say goodbye to a high school senior who was killed in a car crash.
And a CBS 21 Day of Caring is being held today to raise money for hurricane relief. We're live at the Salvation Army with how they will help those affected by Florence.
But first, let's get a check of weather and traffic with Steve Knight and Ashley Honey. Steve.
Yeah, nice start to the day. Fair amount of sunshine here as we start you out. Pretty comfortable, too. We've even seen a couple of outlying areas dip down into the upper 50s here this morning. There will be a few more clouds around this afternoon thanks to an easterly breeze, but the humidity remains low, and the clouds are going to get a little bit stubborn here over the weekend, but we are going to stay mainly dry. Notice on our future radar, we stay dry, but these clouds push in from the east. An easterly breeze is going to drag in some of that Atlantic layer today. So I think especially by this afternoon, not as much sunshine as what we've seen the last couple of days, but still pretty comfortable. Humidity remains low and good for outdoor plans with highs in the upper 70s.
Well, good morning and a happy Friday Eve to you. No major disturbances right now in our viewing area. Things seem to be moving along quite nicely, but we do want to bring your attention to an accident near the Harrisburg Capitol this morning. It's on I-83 near Limekiln Road. Not affecting things too much. You can see we still have plenty of green on the screen. That's always a good sign, just something to keep in mind. Even in our live picture here, you can see things are free flowing on 83, and the same goes for 81. No issues there. The PA Turnpike is looking good. A little slowing on 283, making your way up towards the Eisenhower Exchange, but nothing too serious. That's a look at your members first. Traffic alert.
Breaking news. Authorities in Chester County confirm the gunman they were searching for overnight has been found dead. 59-year-old Bruce Rogel of Glenmore allegedly shot at his ex-wife, then killed his parents at a retirement center. The district attorney says Rogel led them on a car chase that ended when he crashed his vehicle into a house in his ex-wife's neighborhood. Authorities haven't announced his cause of death, but they do believe they know what started the whole thing.
He received an order making his divorce final and awarding the home to his now ex-wife. That appears to be what set him off.
Again, police say Rogel shot at his ex-wife, but he missed. He then allegedly drove to the Bellingham Assisted Living Center in East Goshen Township, where he shot and killed his parents, William and Nancy, both in their late 80s.
A funeral is set for today for a Harrisburg teen who was killed in a car crash. 17-year-old Harrison Fenstemaker was a senior at Central Dauphin High School and was a lineman for the football team. He was driving his motorcycle in Lebanon County Saturday night when police say he was hit and killed by a drunk driver. The superintendent says students are excused from school to attend the funeral with written permission from their parents. It has been nearly a week since Hurricane Florence directly hit the Carolinas.
The damage and recovery efforts continue to grow. Today, Sinclair, our parent company, is taking part in a day of giving to raise money for the Salvation Army and help the thousands of people affected by the storm.
CBS 21's Michael Gorsegner is live at the Salvation Army with the efforts underway and how you can help. Michael.
Al, in the time of need, a lot of people think to themselves, I want to help, but what can I do? Well, this is a perfect example of some way you can step forward, you can help in our day of giving here at CBS 21 News. It helps out the Salvation Army, who helps out thousands of people in need. Now, Kathy Anderson Martin joining me live again. Thank you for joining us. Kind of describe where we are right now and how there are thousands of these around the country helping.
Right now we're in the Choice Shopping Food Pantry at the Salvation Army Harrisburg. So later today we'll have people in and out selecting the food that they need to feed their family. But there are thousands of Salvation Army offices and food pantries just like this all throughout the country. And they are the prime warehouse, if you will, and storage facility for the food that will go to the disaster victims.
Describe how that happens, how that, that whole relief effort comes together, because it's an amazing thing to see.
It's actually a very organized, efficient system for the Salvation Army. We have our Southern Territory will respond and then call in other units to respond as far as the mobile feeding areas. And then the more permanent warehouses like you see here are the Salvation Army offices, which will be stocked maybe from their local food banks and or from the larger Salvation Army.
In these type of events, people always want to step forward and want to help, but sometimes it's misdirected. What's the best thing that people can do to help?
That's correct. Everybody wants to help, and we really appreciate that. But the best thing to do right now is just to donate money, because that's what's needed to provide the supplies on the ground. And it's much more efficient to be able to get those supplies locally, and logistically it's more efficient. So that's the best thing you can do.
And the Salvation Army has such a buying power, too. They can get things penny on the dollars.
Oh, absolutely. And some of those larger, what we say, in-kind donations, like bottled water and so forth, are really coming by the truckload from corporate donors and so forth. So it is an efficient system.
All right, Kathy, we're going to be checking in with you all morning long. So again, CBS 21 News Day of Giving. This is how you can help. You can check it out. You can text Florence to 91999. Now, keep in mind that when you do that, message and data rates do apply. Now, you can also go on to cbs21.com to help. Now, if you do decide to text, keep in mind text HELP for help, and privacy policy and rules can be found at mobilecause.com/constituent-terms-news. So certainly an opportunity to go out, help in our day of giving. Goes to a good cause. Some 80,000 meals already served down south, and there is a lot of relief work still yet to come, guys.
Michael, I like how it's twofold. We get to help out those affected by the hurricane, but we also are helping folks in our own community.
Yep, absolutely, and that's a great thing to keep in mind. Now, all the disaster relief stuff goes directly down south, but the Salvation Army needs your help locally every single day, so it's an opportunity to get out there and help.
Thank you, Michael. Well, President Trump is vowing to help communities rebuild in the wake of Hurricane Florence.
Yesterday, the president got a first-hand look at the devastation it left behind. Mr. Trump visited both North and South Carolina, where the storm is being blamed for the deaths of at least 35 people in those two states.
And North Korea's Kim Jong-un is requesting a second summit with President Trump. That's according to South Korea's Moon Jae-in in a press briefing after returning from Pyongyang. Moon says Kim particularly wants the U.S. Secretary of State to come to Pyongyang for nuke talks. Moon also says he'll be passing private messages from Kim to Trump when he meets Trump next week.
A state commission will hold a hearing in Harrisburg today to examine the need for improvements in transparency when it comes to investment expenses and return of Pennsylvania's two statewide pension systems.
CBS 21's Joe Ducey is live outside the Capitol with more on what's being done to help shore up pension funds. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, Sherry Al, good morning. State Treasurer Joe Torsella estimates about $5.5 billion has been wasted on costly pension fund management fees over the past decade. Torsella, he's also the vice chair of the Public Pension Management and Asset Investment Review Commission, says the issues stem from pricey fees paid to investment managers and risky investments that haven't paid off. Pennsylvania's two largest heavily indebted pension funds, SERS and PSERS, for state employees and teachers, have tens of billions of dollars in unfunded liabilities. Treasurer Torsella says there needs to be more transparency when spending taxpayer money on pension investment, and pension managers shouldn't fall for what he says are sales pitches by Wall Street that promise magical returns.
We can't control our returns. We can't control what's happening out there in the investment world. What we can control, and what I think we need to do a better job of controlling, is our investment costs. And if we pay less of those to Wall Street and keep more of those here in Pennsylvania, it benefits the beneficiaries of those funds, and it benefits the taxpayers.
This morning's hearing gets started at 10 o'clock. The commission has until the end of the year to come up with recommendations for the two pension funds. Reporting live in Harrisburg, Joe Ducey, CBS 21 News.
All right, Joe. A woman who was abducted when she was a teen shares her story to Pennsylvania college students the same day one of her kidnappers walks free.
Why she says her captor's release from prison won't stop her from living her life.
Well, a sunny start to the day. We are going to see the clouds get on the increase, and also to know when our rain chances will return with my first warning forecast.